Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the Doc of Detox live show. Okay, but it's not just a live show today; it's a live Q&A today. Okay, so if you've got questions, bring them on in. Now, before I go any further, what I did yesterday was I did a show with a beautiful couple, and if you didn't see the show, she was told that she has to have hip surgery, and her family actually told her that she should get the hip surgery because there's no way out. There's no way out. There's nowhere to go. We only have drugs and we only have surgery. Okay. Well, the problem is that that's not true. But the reality is you can't do better until you know better. And people don't know that every physical problem in the body is a physical block. Oh, but wait a minute. You should know that because you eventually go to surgery and they want to cut out that block. Okay, so everything first becomes emotional, then becomes physical within the body. That's why we say issues in the tissues. But what if you could actually unravel that physical block instead of having surgery? Or what if you could unravel and melt down that block yourself so that you don't have to be on drugs to try to bring down the pain? Because it's going to be really painful if there's no circulation. Because if there's no circulation, there's going to be inflammation. If there's inflammation, there's going to be scar tissue formation, crystallization, calcification. And you know what? The calcification and the crystallization is going to push on the nerves. And the scar tissue is going to wrap around the nerves. And then you're going to be taught and told that the nerves are dead, which is another mistaken lie. Because it is a lie. Okay? It is very rare that we ever have anyone coming out of all the hundreds of people that come to us, and I mean hundreds or thousands maybe over the years, that say the nerve is dead, especially in the spine, that your nerve is dead, okay? It'll never come back. Well, of course it's never going to come back if you don't get rid of the scar tissue issue. And understand something. We have a body, okay? And that body, when it gets blocks, like take somebody with cancer, by the way. When somebody has cancer, they have about 20, 30 blocks in their body. When we treat and train someone that is dealing with cancer, we don't want to just look at the cancer. We don't want to just look at the tumor. We don't just want to look at the fibroid. We don't just want to look at the arthritic joint. We don't just want to look at the colitis. We want to look at the whole person. When you're suffering and you go to emergency care, you're only going there because you feel like you're going to off yourself if you don't get rid of the pain. If you're actually going to emergency care, which is medical care, to actually think that you're going to get out of the pain and stay out of the pain, that's the biggest mistake you'll ever make. You know, sometimes you can feel like a real prisoner in your body because of pain. Because of frustration, despair. But that doesn't have to continue. So anyways, yesterday I did a consultation on a couple, a very beautiful couple, and the husband brought her here because she was going to have hip surgery, hip replacement. So anyways, I just talked to her yesterday, and I said, hey, the show's going to be up, so watch the show. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe my life. So anyways, they're going to drive back here. It's about an 18-hour drive, I guess. But they're going to come back at the end of this month, which would be in about almost 4 weeks. And the reality is this, she's 80%, 90% better. How's that? And they only came for 5 days. She only came to come for a couple of hours treatment because she didn't know what she was going to have. And I understand that. She doesn't know what she's in for. We can say all we want to say, but, you know, actions speak louder than words. And the reality is her husband who brought her is in worse shape than she is. Okay? He's got 3 stents in his heart. He's got an inflamed prostate. Okay? And he's got an inguinal hernia. And he said, there's nothing wrong with me. I just brought her. See? He believes there's nothing wrong with him. Because the reality is if you live with something long enough, it becomes part of you. And that's what happens, everyone. I need you to get this. Let me tell you something. Whether you want to believe this or not, a person's disease becomes their best friend. And you're going, that's such a crock. Well, have you ever heard of somebody being in a relationship for like 30, 35, 40 years and the couple are hardly even friends anymore? Well, understand something. A disease can really occupy your day. And it almost takes you out of the whole life thing, doesn't it? Because you're just trying to thrive. Now, after a while, if you have a disease long enough, like longer than 9 months, that's like giving birth to something new. And it becomes part of you. Okay. So after we worked on her, she said, I have total range of motion is back. And then I see her walking to her car and she's limping. So the next day I go, why were you still limping? She goes, oh my gosh, I didn't have any pain, but I was so used to limping, I kept limping. And I said, now you've got to try to remind yourself not to limp because everything is a program. Disease is a program because you're not at ease. So understand something. No matter what your problem is, if you take action, okay, if you take action, you're going to change your life. Okay, so today we call it the couples Q&A today, but actually it's more than that. I've got a lot of questions from people who are thinking of coming here and just health questions in general. So anyways, this is a live Q&A. So send in your questions to Facebook, YouTube, Intercom, and also I've got my phone here. So if somebody has a question, okay, regarding that they have to go to surgery or they were told something, or they've got like a situation that needs an answer, I'll take one call today because I've got a fair amount of questions here. And then I have, believe it or not, I've got another radio show to do at 6 o'clock tonight, Pacific Standard Time. So if you want, you can call it 855-900-4544, extension 5, but not just something simple that you can type in. If you've got a situation that's going to take like us talking about it, okay, because it's puzzling you, you can call the number. So whoever calls in, I will take one live call today, okay? So let's go to the questions, and let's do the ones on the computer first. I'm just opening up my iPad. All right, so here we go. Sharon, me and my husband live in Texas. Would you be able to come to us for the couples treatment and training, or would we have to go to you? Okay, first of all, with the couples treatment and training, just to let everybody know, we do emotional, nutritional, detox training. We create the perfect day from the minute you wake up until you go to bed for that person, but we teach them how to do the Wolfe non-surgical on each other so they become each other's practitioners. Because understand something, we don't want to be just husband and wife. We want to be the heroes for each other. Think about it. Your wife turns over, you turn over, and you feel, oh my God, I feel like my back's going out. Okay, honey, got it. And then boom, within 3 to 5 minutes, he fixes her. Now you don't have to go to the chiropractor, don't have to go to the massage therapist, don't have to limp around. Everything is a scar tissue issue, and I can prove that to you. Even if you get a spinal adjustment, guess what? You didn't get rid of the scar tissue. And understand something. When we get finished, we will make you into the most powerful practitioner, and you will be the hero of the story in your relationship. So the reality is I will do all the emotional training on Skype or WhatsApp or FaceTime, and then I will send one of my master trainers to you. They will help you with your nutritional, and they will teach you everything from your nose to your toes on how to get rid of scar tissue, how to never go to surgery, how to get rid of pain in the body. How would you like to have the flexibility of a young teenager again? Because you can have it. Let me tell you something. We have been totally lied to, okay? Okay, we're all going to get older, but we absolutely do not have to feel old and stiff. We absolutely, 99 out of 100 of all surgeries never have to be done, okay? Because it's because people have been mistreated, okay? They're not getting treated properly because unless you're training someone how to look after this beautiful, glorious body that we come down here to experience life, and you leave it up to someone else, look what's happened. I mean, if everybody knew how to take massive personal action on how to love, honor, and respect themselves on an emotional and physical level, we wouldn't be in this situation that we are right now. So yes, we will send someone there, and understand you'll have my number and you can call me as often as you want and we'll work together. But even good place to start, even before we come, is get a personal consultation. You and your husband can get one. And what we like to do before we ever come to do a personal treatment and training, or before you come here, is to do a personal consultation and actually get you on the perfect day diet, get you to do at least the 4 pillars of emotional awareness work with each other, or if you're alone and you're just one person, you can still come here for the treatment and the training. Okay, so it's not like you have to come as a couple, but the reality is, if let's say you were coming in 4 weeks and we got you doing all of these things, and we had you doing intermittent fasting, and you brought your inflammation from 85% down to 20%, that means when we go in and take all that beef jerky apart, okay, and we want to increase the circulation, you're going to heal so much faster. So we're going to be able to do so much more work on you. Number 2, Steve, my wife has breast cancer. Would I be able to help her if we both do the training? What would that do for her breast cancer? Well, for one thing, remember I already told you that breast cancer is called whole body healing. It's not just about the breast. And another thing is, if you're coming here and you're getting, whether you come here or we come to you, but we are going to teach you about everything from EMF to 5G, to the foods you eat, to the thoughts you have, to what you drink and think. But it's not just that. Just think about this. What if I could teach you a breast drainage technique that could actually move her lymph and bring down the swelling? And then what if we could teach you proper clapping for around the breast to increase the circulation? Everybody goes, oh no, don't increase your circulation. Well, we're not talking about the circulation of the tumor. The tumor has its own circulation. So the more you increase the circulation of the human body, you don't increase cancer. That is the most misconception I've ever heard. So understand something. Believe it or not, you have been taught, Steve, you've been taught to fear cancer just like your wife. As soon as somebody hears they have cancer, they fear it so much that they want to hide it. They don't want to talk about it. And they definitely don't want to go down the road that everybody else goes, because the success rate is so bad. So the reality is, what if you could create the perfect day on an emotional and physical level? What if you could detoxify your colon and restore the good bacteria, which is 85% of your immune system, and then bring back that gut-brain connection, and then do proper liver cleansing, and then actually get to a point where you feel like you could do advanced water fasting, where guess what? Advanced water fasting is the most efficient way to eat up cancer cells and release more stem cells than $100,000 of stem cell therapy. You can release more stem cells in a 6 to 9 day advanced water fast. And that's what we're going to be doing in about 5 weeks. If you take a look at our schedule, you'll see that we're going to do another 6-day advanced water fast challenge. Let me tell you something. What you believe you cannot do today, you cannot do. But be gentle, be loving on yourself, and by the time 6 weeks come, you'll be ready to do an advanced water fast. And even if you just made it 1 day, or you made it 2 days, I mean, the reality is, you can't trust yourself. Nobody can trust yourself. And you'll never be able to trust yourself until you start learning how to trust yourself. It's actually a program. And you've been taught not to trust yourself, because who are you? You're dumb. You didn't go to school for 15 years. What the heck do you think you know? Let me tell you something. You are the most important practitioner to your body. And if you don't get that, then you're going to be in trouble. Okay? Understand something. And I keep saying it. I got to keep repeating it. I'll be 64 years old in just a few weeks. And I've never felt better in my whole life. And that's it. I will never die of cancer. I'll never die of a disease. And you know what? And I don't need to knock on wood. And I don't have to go, oh my God, what did I just say? Because that's all superstitious, right? And you know, it's like everything else. We have been given so many superstitions. It's crazy. Okay? You know how life is a mystery and we just can't figure it out? Well, I got something for you. You ready? I want you to hold on to this one. There is no answer. They made the mystery to just screw with your head. I can't figure it out. Well, who in the hell can? Nobody can. You can't figure out nonsense. Let me tell you something. You are made to feel like you're stupid. You're not stupid. There's a genius inside of all of us, and there's a practitioner in there too. Karen, can me and my husband bring other couples to train as well? Well, I'll tell you something right now. We had four couples come to us just about 6 months ago, and they all came together. That's right. And believe it or not, the actual condo that we have here, it has all the energy medicine equipment in it. Overlooks the lake, overlooks the mountains, the vineyards. Okay. And believe it or not, we had it set up that the eight of them, they said, okay, we have 3 bedrooms, but they set it up. Then the other couple stayed in the living room because they said they were such good friends. So, yeah, there you go. But the condo sleeps 6 as well. We've got 3 bedrooms in there. We got a beautiful living room. We have also here at the clinic, we have a beautiful Swedish sauna, and it's the real type of sauna with wood and stone. And it's right outside. And then there's this big glass window that you sit there and have your sauna and overlook the night sky. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Across the street, we actually have a national park, and you can go on all the trails and walk to the top. It's an old volcano. So, yeah. So listen, there are no rules. When it comes to the Doc of Detox, there are no rules. We will build the protocol that is suited for the person, for their personality at the time. And understand something. As you change, the protocol changes. And understand something. If you don't change, then you don't get well. If you don't change, because guess what? The personality you have now created what you have now, whether it's health, wealth, relationships, and when your personality changes, your whole life changes. Look at, I haven't been like this my whole life. You know, a long time ago, I was scared, fearful, never thought I could make enough money. What if people really thought, people will still come on and go, you're not a real doctor. Well, what the heck is that? A medical doctor? I never said I was a medical doctor. And I have doctorates. I have 2 doctorates. But I'm not saying I'm a medical doctor. Don't want to be one. Never will be one. Okay? So I don't need anybody's approval. And you don't need anybody's approval to look after that beautiful body of yours. And you are a doctor. A doctor is a teacher. Are you going to teach yourself and train yourself on how to heal yourself? Well, that makes you a doctor. And you can say, BS, Darrell. And I'm telling you, no, it's not. Look it up. And understand something. If you look up medicine and medical, you'll find out that they're not doctors. They're physicians and surgeons. So yes, I'm as much or even more than a doctor. Okay? So am I a doctor in governmental eyes? Am I or in the medical eyes? No. But I have the right. And you know what the right is? The right is to give people back their power. Okay? All right? To give people back their power. And that's what we're out to do here. Tom, can my kids do the treatment and training with us as a family? Okay, well, we just had a family here, and a beautiful family. And the mother of that family actually came for the certification to become a practitioner after they did the PTT. Go figure. And she's coming back for another course, and she's going to do it 3 times to become, a master trainer with us. And it all started off with just a personal treatment and training. And are you ready for this? So they have 3 lovely boys. And one of the boys did the personal treatment and training with them and is also going to be coming back to actually do the certification. Now, did I already tell you there's no rules? There are no rules. Okay? Rules are made to keep people in this little tiny box. And guess what? This is my party. Okay, and I'm going to make the rules. And the rules are, what is it I can do for you? What can I build for you? What can we create together? There are no rules. Okay? All right, Sarah, how many people can be trained at a time? Well, in a personal treatment and training, we've done up to 8. Okay? Oh, wait, that's not true. Actually, we did a family in India, and there was 12. Okay? So I think it was about 12 with them. So we've went high. We've went high with our trainings. And then we're just going to have 2 master trainers. Okay? So it's not like it's going to be, and then it'll be a longer period of time. But you know what? There are no rules. Alice, I am from Sussex, England. My husband is in a wheelchair. Would you be able to come and teach me and my son so we can help my husband? Absolutely. Listen, and you know what? I don't know the situation, but whether or not we can get him out of the wheelchair, I don't know, but the reality is if the spine's not cut and the muscles haven't totally deteriorated, understand something. The only thing that's limiting us from getting him out of the wheelchair is this. Okay? So understand, we have been taught to limit this, so to keep him in the wheelchair. And if we can't get him out of the wheelchair, we're going to restore his quality of life. What do you think it would be like for you or your son to be able to go in there and go in between all his vertebrae and get rid of the scar tissue? What do you think it would be like to work on his abdomen, to work on his feet? Maybe he can't even feel his feet. They still need to be worked on. And you know what? Every joint in the body is like the bend in a river. So let's do his ankles, do his knees, do his hips. Let's do his spine. Let's do his pelvis. Let's do his abdomen. You know what? Let's do the wrist, the elbow, the shoulders. You know what? Why don't we just give him back his freedom as much as possible? Why don't we give people back their respect instead of drugging them and go, here's your cane, here's your walker, here's your wheelchair, there's your Depends. Okay, this is going to depend on you if your life is going to change. But absolutely, we'll come. Kim, do you need to have any experience in nutrition or massage before being trained? No, but what we do give you is we give you a manual. We give you a manual so that you will be guided. We also give you videos that we've done so that you'll have those as well. And we'll also video your whole training if you want. You can do that yourself with an iPhone or with a camera. You can video the whole thing. But we're going to give you a manual, and we're going to give you videos so that you can follow along. All right. So the reality is here. Okay. So what's one of the most important things that we need to know how to look after? Our bodies, and we don't. Isn't that's the greatest ruse right there? And I'll tell you something, and you're going to go, that's not true. Well, if we knew how to look after our bodies, nobody would have been able to pull the old corona, okay, over us. And they did, okay? And look at right now what's going on. You know, I'm really trying to stay away from people right now as much as possible, like crowds, because God love them all, but they're so schizoid, paranoid about everything. You know, it's just, and I'll tell you why. It's not because I don't care. It's because wherever you go in life, did you ever walk in a room and went, wow, I feel great here? Or did you ever walk in a room and feel it's making me feel anxious? Why did you stay there? So I'm not going out anywhere that's going to bring my vibe down or create anxiety. Because when people are anxious and fearful, they do stupid things. Oh, like riot? Okay. All right, Jane, can you give us a breakdown of what we would be learning during the treatment and training? Is nutrition included in the, oh my gosh. When you leave here, okay, in the treatment and training, first of all, we give, there's 5 hours in every treatment and training where we actually show you exercises, external therapies, internal therapies, nutrition inside and out, but not like a vitamin A, B, C, D. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in D. And I believe in vitamins, but not taking like separate vitamins all the time, right? But then vitamin D is not even a vitamin. Did you know that? It's a hormone regulator, immune modulator, okay? And we're going to show you all the tricks. We're going to teach you how to hack everything. So we're going to make sure that you get the highest vibration on nutrition, detoxification, and therapy, and that you can own it, and then you can also save money. It's all about that. You know what? You got to spend money to look after yourself, but we're going to show you how to save money because that's really important, okay? You know, it feels great to save money, doesn't it? We don't want to cheap out, but the reality is it's great to save money. And it's great to save your life too. That's not so bad. Yeah, you'll be trained as much as you want to be trained. When people come here, we will do so much of the nutrition with them to really make sure they have that foundation. And then they can have more training if they want. Some people will come here and never get an emotional consultation from me. And then some people will come here and do like 8 hours in just 5 days because they want to go deep into that. All right? So, you know what? We build it the way you want it. Okay, let me tell you something. It's your life. Okay? And we'll make suggestions, but you are the master. And the sooner that we get you believing that you are the master of your mind and your body, you're just gonna take off like a rocket. Okay? All right, so let's go. I think we've got a couple questions here that just came in. Barisha, Dr. Darrell, how we can reserve a place to come to your clinic based what? How you classify as. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what you're saying, but if you actually call the clinic, you can call like the 800 number and dial 0, okay? And then you're going to get to where you need to get to. If you want to call me, and if you don't get me, leave a message. My extension's number 5, and I know people go, oh my gosh, how can he even do that? I don't know why. I just have, the universe just lets it all work out. And, I'm probably behind in about 8 calls right now, but we'll catch up. We'll get that. So that's what I would do. And if you take a look at the personal treatment and training guide, you'll find that in the library. So if you go into the library at Doc of Detox, look at the personal treatment and training guide. You can read that over and see what you think. Okay. Mary, what are the youngest children that have come with a family to be trained? 8 years old. 8 years old. Okay. And I'll tell you something. With Wolfe non-surgical, right, we use our elbow to actually, and we teach you a technique on how to melt the crystals and how to actually release the calcium from the scar tissue, and how to take the scar tissue that's knotted up like beef jerky, and how to first untie it and then open it up. And understand something. Those little elbows with the right technique, I'm telling you, they get into nooks and crannies. You know what? Let me say something right now. Those little spirits, they're geniuses. They're not adulterated like us. They're not slow. They're fast. And like I said, if somebody comes here with a family, and I don't know what age. I mean, if the parents if the parents wanted the child to learn this, the child's not going to hurt anyone. I don't care what age. I'm gonna be there for them. And maybe the child doesn't walk away knowing how to do the technique. But was it really the learning of the technique, or participating and making that child feel like it was amazing, like every child should be felt? Okay? So, yeah, but 8 years old is as young as that I think we've done. Okay? Now, it's going to slow the parents up, and we let the parents know that. And I have parents that go, it's okay. I said, we'll have to add on another day probably, because the child gets bored if they're really young and they just want to go play. But the reality is, children should be seen and heard. Okay. Larry, how do I sign up for a couples treatment and training? Again, just dial the 800 number and then 0. And they always put people to me first, and I'll tell you why. I want to make sure this is not a cookie cutter place. I want to make sure that we meet your personal needs. Everybody's different. Everybody's got different personalities, different scenarios going on. And we want to make sure that when you come, that we have the red carpet out, and that this is the adventure of a lifetime, and that you're going to enjoy this and you're never going to forget this. All right? Donna, Dr. Wolfe, I have received a perfect day consultation which has greatly helped me. I would like to step it up. Can you please explain the difference between personal treatment and training to go versus coming to see you? Well, I'll make it as easy as possible. So the trainer is going to fly to you. Instead of the family flying here or a couple flying here, they'll fly to you. And then you'll put them up, okay, someplace nice, all right? And then they'll come to you for so many hours every day, okay? Everything is the same except for that. And then there are some cost differences. But again, you can just call. And understand something. You are not, when you call us, there's no salesman stuff. This is about your life, and it has to be right. And we'll make the protocol work. But we will just see what we can do by giving you all the information and then let you assimilate it Okay, and between us, we'll figure out what the best is. Okay, but you're the one. You're the one that will drive this thing. Rhonda, is there somewhere I can go to find out information on Wolf non-surgical work to study before starting the treatment and training? Yes, I know, Rhonda, you're coming, but I think they've already answered that. So, but if you go and send an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com, you'll want to go through the perfect day. Just follow the rabbit hole through that. And you'll want to go through the perfect day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Kick in that diet now if you can. Start doing the daily cleansing tea, Tummy Love Black Gold. And if you can wrap your head around coffee enemas, let's flush out the colon and the liver and reduce that inflammation. And then just call us if you have questions. But I think you've already had a consult. Anyways, and then what I want you to do is go into the A to Z Masterclass, which comes with that email, and check your junk mail if you don't see it in the inbox. And then go through the A to Z Masterclass and watch the videos and listen if you want, okay? And then you'll also be getting the PDF form of the whole massage, not massage, but the Wolf non-surgical. You'll be getting lots of different, we do overkill with showing you the bones, the muscles. You don't even have to know the bones or the muscles. You know what? You can come here and not know one muscle. Oh, that's called a bicep. Okay, there, you passed the test. So understand something. You're going to go, wow, really? You're going to let them work on the body? Well, yeah, guess what? You've been made to feel that it's going to be really hard and really difficult, but understand something. I already told you. There's a hidden practitioner in there. There's a genius in there. And understand something. How's it working so far? Would you like to be the person that actually takes back the power for your family, or are you still just going to go roll the dice? So that's what it really comes down to. Okay, I'm just going to open this up and answer a couple more questions off of here. Can we get into Canada? Yeah, you can, July 1st. Okay, so you can get into Canada July 1st. And so I was just talking to people, and they found out that all flights are coming then. So if you want, you can check that out. Barisha, how we reserve a place to come for treatment, make an appointment. Again, please, just call the 800 number 0 and or you can call, my extension is 5, and if you don't get me, leave a message. All right? Dawn, how long is the treatment and training typically, and will that make us certified to work on other people? No, there's certification, then there's personal treatment and training. Personal treatment and training is to work on your family. That's what we teach you to do. With the Wolf non-surgical certification, the next course that we're doing, I have a whole life coach certification. It's 8 days, and that's in Tampa, and that's in September. And then in October, we're running another course here in Kelowna. We just haven't picked where we're going to be putting it on in Kelowna, but we have another one in Kelowna, and it's actually half full already. And then we have another course, and that will be the Wolf non-surgical and the whole life coach certification in Kelowna. It's only the whole life coach certification in Tampa, Florida in September. And then in October, we're doing the whole thing in Kelowna. And then in November, we're in California, Palm Springs. Is it Palm Springs or West? What's it called? Okay, anyways, we're going to be at the Omni Resort. I'll be at the Omni Resort in Tampa, and then I'll be at an Omni 5-star resort in California, and it's West Palm Beach, is it? Anyways, he'll figure it out.
Palm Springs?
Palm Springs, sorry. It's Palm Springs. That's where it's going to be. So that'll be a 21-day course. 8 days and then 11 days for the Wolf non-surgical, and you can just take one or the other, or you can take the two together. There we go. Dina, can we training online for those who are in Australia? I am doing an online training in October for the whole life coach certification, but I will never, ever do online training for the Wolf non-surgical certification or for the personal treatment and training. It's hands-on. Look at, when you leave here, you know, whether it's the personal treatment and training to work on yourself and your family, or it's the Wolfe non-surgical certification. When you're done that first certification, you're ready to go to work. So you'll never be able to do that online. And that's when things get sloppy. That's when things get sticky, okay? And that's when I am no longer professional. I will do whatever I can online, but when it comes to certain things, I will never put money ahead of integrity. Never. And if you ever even catch our clinic doing that, you tell us, okay? You keep us in the straight and narrow. I think we can do it ourselves. I've been doing this long enough. But the reality is I will never ever water down anything, okay? It has to be as professional as possible on all levels. Rachel, what do I do if my husband doesn't want to get close to me? Well, okay. He has always suppressed his emotions. Well, I would tell you right now to get him to do one thing, okay? Get him to do the personal, not the personal, but get him to do the couples connection, okay? So the couples connection is where he sits on the floor and he spreads his legs out wide, and then you sit facing him and you bring your butt up close to him, and he puts his arms around you and you put your arms around him, and then you look in each other's eyes. And even if you can only do it for 1 minute, because believe it or not, the average couple only has looked inside each other's eyes for no more than 3 seconds in their marriage. Okay, ready? 1001, 1002, 1003. Okay, there you go, 3 seconds. So now what we do when we do the personal treatment and training, and when couples really want to become spirited partners, not husband and wife anymore. They want to become something more than that. And I'm not downing husband and wife, but they want to become spirited partners. Then they will actually do no less than 10 minutes every night. And they'll do this for 33 days, looking each other's eyes. They'll go to the bathroom. They'll scratch whatever they need to, blow their nose, do whatever they need to, shut off the phone, have it quiet, and they'll do 10 minutes just beautiful focusing on each other, connecting to the lion heart breathing. And watch this. You will never have ever, even from the minute you met and you were so excited and fireworks were going off, you will never be as close as you're going to be if you can pull off 33 days of doing this. And you're going to find out that things that you thought she or he was mad at you about, or that they thought that you were less of a person, you're going to find out that you made it up. And you drag that from when you were just a young child into your relationship, and it caused toxicity. Let me tell you right now, I don't want to get into it too heavy, but this is part of the personal treatment and training, because a lot of couples come. But then a lot of people come on their own, and they'll get trained and treated. Some will just come to get treated, okay? But everybody gets trained and treated, you know, even if they come by themselves, because we'll have somebody else helping you and being the model that you work on. And then some people will come with their caretaker, so it doesn't really matter. There's so many different scenarios to this. But let me just keep going here. So when you start working together again as spirited partners, and you do this connection, this couples connection, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to melt walls that have been there forever. And if you don't have a partner right now, use a mirror. And if you go and take a look at the Braveheart Guide, go into it and take a look at the personal connection. And I'll tell you what I'll do. Maybe not this week, but next week, I'll do the personal connection in a mirror, and I'll go through the routine with you. Okay? And then I'll also go through a routine as if I, with my partner. So I'll do it with my, as if I, with husband and wife partnership, or just couples, or whatever the couple looks like, or whoever they are. I'll go through that, and then I'll do the personal one where it's just you in the mirror, okay? And I'll go through it, because once you see me do it, you'll feel better about it, okay? And listen, your husband's not going to want to do it because he's already shut down his emotions, because you be a man. And that's the reason why we're in this problem. If all the men in the world were to release their feminine side, okay, oh my God, you know, because men are not really nice a lot of the times. You know, they're too hard on the kids, they're too hard on their wife, they're too hard on themselves. And but we were actually raised like that. We were raised to go to war. And what? we were raised to go to war for the elite so that we could go to other countries and hurt people to get their minerals, their gold, and and all these people that want to attack our country. I mean, anyways, I won't go down that road. The reality is, men have been programmed to go to war with themselves and everyone else. Okay, Rose, I am single, but I want to come for a treatment, but not the training. That's fine. I am supposed to get knee surgery. Can you please explain what you can do to help me avoid surgery? So we have, ready? We have we have a lady coming this week. She's supposed to get knee surgery, and she's coming Monday. There you go. Maybe she'll do a testimonial, and you'll find out that she doesn't need it, and she's booked for August. And that's the way it goes. I got to tell you right now. There might have been one person go for knee surgery in the last 3 years. And if you knew how many people come to us, they come to us from all over the world. Carly, I am already booked for your certification courses in California in November, but I would still love to come with my husband for a personal treatment and training. Can you tell me your opinion on doing both? What amazing thing. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so there's a really beautiful lady, and her name is Tara. And she came and she did personal treatment and training with her family. And that just got her all ready for the certification. And then she took the certification, and now she's going to take another certification because she wants to become a master trainer. So, yeah. So, like I said, there are no rules. It's your life. Okay. I'll just bring up another one here. Good day, Doc. Okay, July 1st. After all courses, are we then certified to practice in USA? Good day, Doc. Okay, July 1st. After all courses. Okay, so after you've done our courses, can you practice in the USA? Well, we are covered under the World Organization of Natural Medicine. Okay, we will have places like states and provinces and different places say that you can't touch people. I tell people, you can get a form and have everyone fill out that I give, Jennifer Jennifer Black, the right to work on my body. And I really think it supersedes it. And I'll tell you something. Here's what happened, and this is a true story. So anyways, when I was younger, a lot younger, I also became a registered massage therapist. So after I did that, I finally realized that massage therapy, you use your hands. Listen, it's relaxing. It can be therapeutic, but it doesn't get the job done. You can't feel crystallization. You can't feel fibroids. You cannot feel scar tissue or calcium deposits. And you can't even break them down. You cannot do it with your hands. I will have anyone who wants to challenge me on this, you cannot do it. You can maybe soften it up, but it's just going to tighten up right away. It's not therapeutic enough. So I put Wolfe Non-Surgical together and made it into a course by the time that I was 26 years old, just about 27 years old. That's when I started this. Okay, so I got a letter from the Massage Therapy Board of Ontario telling me that I couldn't do it. And I said, well, yes, I can. So I could have stopped right there, or I could have said, no, I can. This is not massage. And I didn't have the word massage in any of that. So, and the other thing is this, now I'm supposed to wear a mask different places. I'm supposed to do this, this, and this. And I'm not doing all these rules. Understand something. Most of the people that put these rules together are politicians. My work is not dangerous. Okay, I can give you a lot of dangerous work that's been approved by the government, and a lot of different therapies and nutritionals. They're not nutritionals, they're drugs that are very dangerous. I mean, the third leading cause of death in the world is medicine. So the reality is I don't know what your rules are in your towns or your cities or things of that nature, but the reality is I know my God-given rights. So have I had people take my courses, the bottom line, all over the world and in probably almost every state in the United States? Yes. So I don't know who can keep up with the rules. I mean, they're going to make more rules and rules. But no, we don't have any trouble in Canada. And I know we don't have, I know that I've got people in California. I've got people trained in Florida, and they're not massage therapists. So the reality is this, you'll have to make your own decisions. And if you're worried about taking my courses, don't. Okay? I will tell you, unless we're part of the system is going to try to pull us apart. Okay? When you see my manual on my course, it's better than any other bodywork manual I know of. It's more, it explains more. It's simple to use. It's a 400-page manual that goes through everything. The training is so explicit. Okay? And also, tell me another training that comes on with their practitioners every week or every other week for free trainings for life. Tell me another course where we will actually build you a website for $2,500 because we know that you're not going to be good at marketing and you might get ripped off, which a lot of people do when building websites. So the reality is this, there is nobody like us. Show me. And show me that any other course you took that was approved gave you the support afterwards and gave you the training that I'm going to train. And understand something. Let me see another course out there that can take a fibroid apart the size of an orange and reduce it by 30% and do no harm to the patient. And who does that? Let me see someone come in to you that has to go to surgery and you work on this person for 20 minutes to 30 minutes and their surgery's canceled. The hip, 45 minutes. The shoulder, maybe an hour if it's totally frozen. Oh, let's take stenosis where you can't find the nerve and you've got drop foot, and then you work on the spine and release the scar tissue and they've got feeling in their feet and now they don't need a rod. Okay, so you know what? It's one thing for me to have a big mouth and then there's one thing for me to follow through. So people can say, you know what, he's got a big mouth and he's really cocky. Well, the reality is I give a money back guarantee that the first treatment we ever do on a person, that it's going to be more powerful than anything else that anybody's ever done all put together. So there, okay? So and understand when we do testimonials on all the testimonials you see on YouTube, we don't pick and choose. We put them all up. And we don't tell people what to say. All right. Carol Sue, after 40 years, I'm grateful to hear there is still hope. Oh, no. Carol Sue, there's not hope. There's a turnaround here. You know, God created a body that heals itself. The reality is that practitioners, all of them almost, every one of them, body workers, you name the practitioner, doesn't understand scar tissue, crystallization, or calcification. God love them, but they don't. I tripped on it. I was lucky. Okay, and then I got into it, and I was like a dog with a bone. I wouldn't let it go. All right, and then I've been researching this and working with this. Okay, so I put this together just before I was 27 years old. That was my first course when I was 26. So now I'm going to be, I was going to say 44. Now I'm going to be 64. So whatever the years that is, there's a few of them. Okay? Okay, next. Jenny. Hi, my name is Jenny. Would you come and do a personal treatment and training if I got 12 of my family members together? What would this look like? Well, I've answered that pretty well throughout this, but I'll tell you what we would do. We'd send 2 practitioners, okay? And if we only sent one, they could do it, but the reality is I would rather send 2 and make sure you're really, 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 really trained well. Then that's like 6 for this practitioner and 6 for that, which is not too many people, and it's going to make it really go well. Okay? And it's a lot better than you having 12 people fly to us, like 12 of your family members. A lot less expensive, and we'll do it right in your own home. Susan, good day, Dr. Wolfe. I am 67 years old and single. I would love to take your personal treatment and training. How would that work if I came by myself so I can help my adult children? Well, the reality is that we would actually have somebody that you would work on. So you'd have your trainer, and then you'd have your model, or you can call them a patient if you want, and then you'd be working on them. So the trainer, the master trainer will work on you. You'll work on the master trainer, but when the master trainer wants to show the techniques, then we will have somebody come in and they will do that. And you won't be paying for another trainer. You'll just be paying hourly to have that person there, and it's really cost efficient. You know, people will say, okay, how much is it if I come and I get those treatments? And we will tell them, and they will just be shocked. So the reality is we want to create an army and of healthy people. And also in the new year, we're opening up Extapa Palace World Training and Healing Center. And again, the price that you're going to be charged, it'll blow you away. And this is a beautiful resort. And we've got 230 rooms, beautiful rooms. And go online, you can take a look at it. We'll be putting our information up in the personal treatment and training guide so people can see the pictures that we took. And we'll get that up. But you can, and I think they're already in there. Maybe they're already in the personal treatment. I told Nat to do that. So you can go take a look at where we're going to be. And then we're going to be doing trainings from anywhere from 1 week, okay, up to 3 months. That's right. You can come and stay there for 3 months and actually live there. We'll teach you about gardening. We'll teach you about preparing and doing raw foods, cooked foods, juicing, fasting. We're going to be doing it all. We're going to be doing really in-depth emotional work. We're going to be doing hyperbaric chambers there, colon therapy, the list goes on. Stem cell therapy, it just goes on and on and on. We're going to have practitioners there. There'll be yoga, there'll be, it's been a long day. There'll be yoga, there'll be a lot of other different techniques like Qigong, okay? So we're just sort of bringing it all together, okay? Things were supposed to move a little quicker, but because of what's going on, it's kind of good because they're renovating like crazy. I'll have 130 seating hall with a huge theater, okay, that we're going to be able to do trainings there and even breakout sessions. And then it's not just about me. So understand that. We'll have practitioners that are way more depth and more advanced in other fields than I am. And they'll be coming there to train and teach you and lecture. And we'll be doing lectures from there all over the world. Okay, so this is called Get Your Game On. Find your spirit, find your passion, find your purpose. It really truly is only about that. And understand something. Right now that's going on, they're harvesting spirits. Your spirit, my spirit. They want our spirit. They're enslaving us. We've been enslaved since the beginning of time on this planet. And now it's 260 years they've been preparing for this. I'll be doing a show on this, believe it or not. Okay, so that nobody thinks, oh, what is he talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I'll show you that they've been actually preparing 260 years to pull off what's going on right now. Okay, all right. So they can do what they can want to do, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to help you unleash the practitioner from within. And to feed the spirit means that you heal the body. Okay? So we've got a couple other questions, and I think we'll wrap it up for today. Can you treat sudden loss of hearing, tinnitus, ringing in the ears with Wolfe non-surgical? Wow, what a great question. And I'll tell you something right now. Okay? Crystallization, scar tissue calcification is the issue here. And then guess what? You think that's something? Wait till 5G comes. And then wait till the ringing in your ear. You won't be able to sleep. The only time you're not going to hear it is if you're moving around making some noise to drown it. Because you've got to get in there and get rid of the crystallization and the scar tissue. But you know what? If you can come and get the Wolfe non-surgical, you can believe this or not, but we've got videos to show it where we've had people that have lost their hearing for over a year completely. And with one treatment, we got the hearing back. I'm not going to tell you that's going to happen all the time. And when people come with their hearing aids, okay, where they've left their hearing aids with us, people that have tinnitus, the ringing in their ears, because you got to remember, this is a cave, and if it gets inflamed and it gets fungus in it, you're going to get the ringing. So you got to get rid of the inflammatory foods, and you got to get rid of the inflammatory thoughts because it all comes together. Your vagus nerve runs right here. So if you've got ringing in the ears, you've probably got fight-flight lockdown because that vagus nerve is locked down. And this is what I'm going to be teaching in the clapping as well. Clapping starting in about 10 days to 2 weeks. We got 200 clappers in down in the United States, because we have warehouses throughout the States. We have 3 warehouses, so everybody gets their products as efficiently as possible. But we are 2 days behind because of all the riots and because of all the stuff. Not 2 days behind, but everything's moving slower in the whole of the United States right now. But just know this, when you order from us, anything over $49 is free shipping. And we've got clappers up here. We've got 75 clappers left up here. We've got about 230 clappers down there. When they're gone, I'm going to do the clapping. I'm going to show the whole clapping on all the conditions of the body, from the nose to the toes. And then it's going to come online, and then it's going to go offline, and it's going to go up in my library. Because when it comes to the clapping, people don't understand that. So if I started clapping myself and I got bruised right here, what happens? Somebody's going to go, look at that, he's giving a therapy that causes bruising. No, the bruise was always in there. You had a block. So if it went like just red, that means good circulation. But if you were clapping here with one of our clappers, I don't have them here, they're purple. But once those clappers are gone, like I said, because you get really tired if you have to do this. But with a clapper, you can do this, and it's a lot easier. So if it's red, it's great. But if it's a dark wine color, then that's blood poisoning, and that's crystallization and scar tissue. And when you do this area, this is the meridian for your lungs and heart. You're actually clearing out your lungs and heart. If you go to our do-it-yourself videos, you can find out how to work on your ears on YouTube. And you can also watch Clapping Your Heart and Lungs for Health. Please go watch this. And then, if you want, you can drink the Kool-Aid and join me. And I'm going to go through the whole body. And we'll put a video up, and then 24 hours it comes down and goes into our library. And it's not to make you get into our library. It's this. Dr. Wolfe, are you crazy? Going around getting people to bruise themselves? Well, understand, you can hit me as hard as you want. I would be tender, but I wouldn't bruise. Healthy people don't bruise. People who are unhealthy and dying, even dying, will bruise without even hitting anything. And people that bang into things that bruise, they are diseased. Did you get that? Okay? There's a ripe fruit. There's fruit that you pick, and wow, you bite into it. It's got that right firmness, that juiciness. And then there's fruit that's overripe, and it's mushy, and it's falling apart, and you don't really want to eat it. Okay? So that's the difference in life. So, people become toxic emotionally, physically, and then they get physical blocks. Those physical blocks cut your circulation down. You could call it a fibroid, arthritis, colitis, sinusitis, tinnitus, cancer. What do you want to do? It goes from a pimple to a boil to a cyst. All of these things are blocks. And all of these things are storage tanks for emotions you couldn't process properly, and for toxins. Okay, so we know that you create fat cells to store the inflammation and the toxins, or you might have a seizure, a heart attack, or a stroke. So what is scar tissue? Well, in scar tissue, those are a lot worse toxins. A lot worse toxins get stored in scar tissue. Then tumors, even a lot worse toxins, and emotions. Conflicted, contaminated emotions. So things get worse, not better, if you're not willing to look at your personality, to change your reality, to create a perfect day. And so this is my deal to you. We're doing our best here. Step 1, get a perfect day consultation. Costs you $125. $25 goes towards product. If you don't think it's worth 10 times the money, because we're going to give you lifetime support. You can call us as much as you want. And I mean that. Because guess what? You're a genius. And yes, you can heal your body and look after it. And once we teach you how to do that perfect day, you're not going to keep calling us, because you know what? I got this. I feel great. I look great. I turned my own illness around. And that's what it's all about. Okay? I think we might have one or two more questions here. Can you treat neuropathy? Yeah, it's a piece of cake. So everybody's, just so you understand something, it's all about circulation. And what's happening is it's scar tissue. So let's pull the scar tissue apart. So we're not dealing with beef jerky. Let's melt the crystallization and let's get the displaced calcium back into the bones where it belongs. Okay. Look at guys, you have been so sucker punched in health. You don't understand right now. And I don't trust you. I don't expect you to trust me. So understand that. I'm not offended if you don't want to trust me because I'm just another guy talking. But the reality is that we have a system that works, and we're going to prove that. And eventually, I won't even have to talk like this because there'll be hundreds of thousands of people that will have gone through our system, and it'll speak for itself. We already have, but now things are just blowing up because I have master trainers. I mean, if you take a look at the consultation webpage on our webpage, you'll see that right now we have like 8 or 9 master consultants ready to go. They're there to help you. You can pick the one you want and go through the process. And every time, believe it or not, what do you think I spend doing in the mornings? I'm up at 5:15 and I spend time going through the case histories and then discussing everybody that comes in. Will I always be able to do that? I don't know. But right now we're managing, okay? I mean, in the last 2 weeks, we've signed up over almost 60 people for consultations, okay? So understand that. When you're ready to really bring on your game, we're here to help you do it. So can you speak about body meridians, the body's energy grid, and energy healing? Well, I will, but understand something. Is it a meal? I hope so. A meal, that's a whole discussion on its own. First of all, did you know that when I would mention meridians and grids, okay, and energy in the body, I got to talk about this, I really do. Back when I was around 30, 32, okay, because I got a doctorate in acupuncture. So, of course, you learn what you talk about. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe how people would bash us, okay, because it was some kind of evil, okay? It was this invisible energy. Now, all I want to say today, because I'm not mean to cut anybody short, but I'm back here tomorrow. I got a Q&A tomorrow because there's like almost 40 questions on other things that I'm going to answer tomorrow. But here's what I want you to understand is this. Isn't this beautiful? It's not beautiful, but the reality is this. And I don't mean everyone, but between a lot of religious teachings, the medical system, and the government, they've got in between us and our spirit. Okay, so you're talking about spirit energy. You're talking about the energy that is actually why I'm talking, why I'm moving. It's not the food I eat. It's not the drink I drink. It's my spirit. Now, what happens is we will actually shut our spirit down by closing our heart. We suffocate it. And also, the less value you have, and the more that you believe that you can't help yourself get out of a problem and you rely on systems, the more you suffocate your spirit. Now, your spirit is actually, when she's asking about meridians, there's different meridians that flow through the body, and different meridians work off different emotions, and different meridians feed invisible energy, the spirit, to different organs and different tissues in the body. Now, these meridians get blocked, and that's what I was talking about right here. This is the lung and heart meridian, and I was opening that up to unblock it physically. Now, you could actually have changed emotionally, so now you don't have that dysfunctional belief anymore, but now you've got that physical block still on your heart. So now you've opened up your heart. You've forgiven those people. You've forgiven yourself. But now you've got this scar tissue like a fist wrapped right around your heart. How are you going to get rid of that? You can still feel this here. And that's because you can't get away from the physical or the invisible. So now you've maybe dealt with the invisible. Now we got to go in here and pull the scar tissue apart on the heart because that is blocked. So, but by doing the clapping, believe it or not, will help to loosen up and move some of the meridian in the heart area, the flow. So that's what she was talking about. But understand something. Feed your spirit because they're coming for it. Okay? Protect yourself. And don't do asinine things. Okay? If I asked you to do something really stupid and it doesn't make sense, why are you doing it? If I give you a rule that's really dumb, why are you doing it? If I'm doing a rule that disrespects and dishonors you, why are you doing it? Okay? Because it's called spirit energy. I mean, it doesn't matter all the acupuncture you want to do in your life to try to get to balance the energy grids and to balance the meridians in your body if you're disrespecting yourself. Now I'm going to tell you one last thing and I'm going to quit for today. And this is it. If any questions come in, I'll just put them on tomorrow's show. Everybody out there right now, you need to understand something. There's not another person like you and there never will be. And I'll tell you why. Look at Bruce Lipton's work and you can look at a lot of other science. It's there. It's science. It's real science, not anti-science like we've been taught. The last 10 weeks has been the biggest BS trip of my life. I mean, I have to try to, anyways, I try not to go near this stuff because none of it can be proven. Almost none of it can be proven. It's all a lie, but everybody's running around in a frenzy. Now, this can be proven. Everybody on your cells, you have an actual code that is unique only to you. And guess why? Because the spirit doesn't come down, that spirit energy, the energy doesn't come down and then it's here and then it leaves. It's always coming in. The day that you decide to vacate your physical body, that energy is not coming into this body anymore. So you need to get that. But what you can do by closing your heart and believing you're less, and less is not allowing that communication. So let me put it to you this way. I make a phone call. I'm calling you. You go into a building and the building has really thick walls. I can't hear you, Darrell. I can't hear you. Well, I don't know what's going on. My phone's working great. I've got all the energy here, all the bars here. Yeah, but Darrell, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Okay, so wall off your heart. Don't totally love yourself. Make yourself guilty for things. Think that you're less and see how that works. Okay? Never do that again. Do not disrespect yourself. And if you do, go to the mirror, look in your eyes and say, I love you. I'm sorry. I will change now. I will 100% totally love and forgive myself for everything I've ever done and everything I'm ever going to do, and I'm going to honor myself. And please stop hurting yourself because you can only give what you are. So if you're total love, you're going to give that to your family. And remember something. We're not going to change our family, but we can definitely change ourselves. God bless. Thanks for joining me on the personal training and treatment Q&A today. And all I can say is have a beautiful day, guys. And remember something, be heart smart. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.